What's going on, good people? You know who it is. It's your local Bitman TV resident. Obviously, doing this from some place in a basement place. But yeah, don't worry. So here's your weekly review of Raw is War. Well, we don't call it Raw is War anymore, but Raw. Week commencing October 17th. Review of Raw and Smackdown. Starts with Bobby Lashley coming out, calling out Brock the Beast Lesnar after they had a little fight last week, because obviously Brock cost Bobby Lashley his United States Championship and he wasn't happy about that, so he called out Brock Lesnar right from the top of the show. Brock obliges, they come out, they're brawling all over the ring. Bobby Lashley spears Brock through the barricade, and then it comes to a spot where Bobby gives Brock a spine buster through the table, and that's that leaving Brock Lesnar lane. And then it's been announced that it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel, so that should be a very interesting match. Then the OC come out to go against the Alpha Academy, really good match, and the OC win. Welcome back, OC. Then a Judgment Day basically come out and having a back and forth with the OC and saying what they're doing, their shtick is old now, too sweet, woo woo, too sweet is old now, and they should give it up. And then it turns into a challenge where it's going to be Judgment Day versus the OC at Crown Jewel. Then Seth comes out, his new red suit, gets the crowd singing, talking about how he's the new US champion, and he's going to be facing Riddle in the main event of the night. And while he's saying all that, Mustafa Ali comes out. He's been popping up now and again, so it's good to see Mustafa Ali back on the WWE TV. He challenges Seth, and Seth basically says to him, get to the back of the line, yeah, and it turns into a brawl. Then Damage Control versus Candice and Bianca Belair in a really good match, but unfortunately, I should say, Damage Control win. Damage Control doing really well at the moment. Then in the back, Riddle sees Ali after he went after Seth, and Riddle says if he wins the United States Championship, he'll give Ali a title shot. And then they turn the corner and Miz is found injured on the floor with a knee injury because he slipped on some water. I wonder who would have set that up. Okay, Dexter. Then JBL turns up. That's John Bradfield Layfield. Those who don't know, he's turned up cutting a brilliant promo to introduce the new Baron Corbin, who's under the mentorship of John Bradshaw Layfield. Then Corbin proceeds to go against Ziggler in a match, which Corbin wins. So congratulations to Corbin, good to see him back. Then MVP is seen there saying Omos basically wants to face Braun. So we'll see what happens there. Then in the backstage segment, the OC are approached by someone from NXT. I'm afraid I forgot his name. And this person from NXT wants to pay the OC to go and back him up on NXT, so we'll see what happens there. Then it's Dominic versus AJ Styles, because they're in a little back and forth Judgment Day had with OC. AJ Styles called out Dominic, so it's Dominic versus AJ Styles in a really good match. Match was really good, but in the end, due to a distraction from Rhea Ripley, Dominic actually wins. Wow, so that's crazy. Then we had Dexter versus Miz, but the match was supposed to happen. As Dexter comes walking out, he gets smashed up with a chair, and that was that. Lights out. Then Elias walk with Elias's back in all his glory. He was gonna do a concert for the crowd, but then Riddle came out. Riddle basically says he wants to help him do the music, and he's a big fan. And as he was about to do his music and do his set for the crowd, we begin to start doing it. Seth Rollins comes out, which goes straight into the match with Seth versus Riddle for the United States Championship, which was a really good match, I must say. But in the end, Seth Rollins wins and defends his United States Championship, but he got attacked by Mustafa Ali, so we'll see what happens. Then we roll on to SmackDown. So SmackDown started with Sheamus versus Solo, one-on-one. At the ring, you had the Brawling Brutes, you had the Bloodline, and basically, in the end, Solo won with some help from Sami Zayn. And then after the match, they proceeded to break Sheamus's arm. Brutal. Then we had Bray Wyatt basically saying he didn't get to finish what he was saying last week. He's got some problems. He had to go somewhere, and he's glad that people brought him back. And he basically goes wherever this circle takes him. So we will see what that means. Then the Bloodlines in the back basically praising Solo, saying, "Yeah, you're the man. You're a great addition to the Bloodline." And then Sami Zayn says, hey, we can't be doing what we did to Sheamus to Logan Paul because Logan Paul's turning up. But Jay said he doesn't care, he does what he wants. But Sami says you can't do what you want because the tribal chief, the head of the table, the unified champion, said not to do anything. And Jay says he's a hothead, we'll see. Dang. Then we had Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville in a really good match, but ended in double count out because they both got counted out, and then Liv started attacking Sonya with weapons. So she's now a hardcore lady. Like hardcore weapons type of thing. Then Braun comes out, basically calls out MVP, saying, hey, you lot are looking at me, you've got your big boy there, Omos, let's just get it on. MVP comes out and says, Braun, you're a monster, you are a monster, but you pale in comparison compared to Omos. Omos comes out, he does pale in comparison to Omos. Braun's actually looking up at Omos, Omos must be massive, and then Omos proceeds to push Braun out the ring. Obviously, they got a match at Crown Jewel, so we see what happens there. Then we had Drew in the back basically saying he's been told by the higher-ups he's not allowed to touch Karrion Kross, and he's going to be having a cage match with Karrion Kross at Crown Jewel. Then Damage Control versus Shotzi and Raquel for the Women's Tag Team Championships in a really good match. But in the end, Damage Control win again, so they're doing pretty well. Then Ronda Rousey cuts a promo backstage, and she's basically a heel now. I didn't know when that turned, but she's now a heel, basically. Hit Row also have issues with this new team from NXT with Selena Vega, so we'll see what happens there. Then we had a little backstage incident with Ray and the Emporium, I think they're called, and he's basically calling out Gunter, and Kaiser steps up, so it's Ray versus Kaiser, and in the end Ray wins. And in the main segment, Logan Paul comes out calling out the whole of the bloodline, saying you've got the Roman Reigns who always needs help, you got Solo who's never alone when he comes to the ring, you got Sami Zayn who looks weird, you got two people who look the same, and out from nowhere Jay jumps Logan Paul and starts stomping him out, and then he gets countered by Logan Paul and gets knocked out. And this is going against the Tribal Chief's orders. So let's see what happens this week on SmackDown, because I know the Tribal Chief is not going to be happy. So that's it for me. That's your review for the week of October 17th. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It is raining here, it is thundering, and it is cold. Take care.